Well, good morning. You may be wondering why instead of a beautiful flower or my upper pond, I have got this camera of mine focused on my genset. There's a simple explanation. This video is primarily being put out for the people of Russia and also for the people of the Ukraine. Now, if you're a Russian living in Russia right now, you need to remember your history. During the Great Patriotic War, as the Nazis moved into motherland Russia, there were many very brave, very patriotic Russians, soldiers and civilians, that stayed behind the German lines. They let the Germans walk over them. They took the insults, they took the degradation, they took everything because they knew that if they stayed where they were, they would eventually be in a position to dig up those rifles they had buried and go attack the Germans from behind the lines. And they were very effective. They could not have destroyed the invasion on their own, but they certainly took out train lines, rails, ammunition dumps, airports, you name it, they blew it up, bridges. Back in 2014, to bring this a little up closer to history, and just to make that emphasis, I'm going to bring this in a little closer to the genset. There. Now we're looking up a little closer, 2014. And Russia takes over the Crimea Peninsula, whatever you want to call it. I don't think it's a peninsula. It's not long. But they took over the Crimea. And there were Crimeans of Russian descent who said, yes, good idea. But there were many Ukrainians in the Crimea that thought it was just a real good idea to stay where they were and lie low and bury the weapons and be quiet for a while. Things have now changed. I don't know if you're getting the news or not, but there is a group, or groupsa, plural. It may well be partisans, it may be special forces, it may be a combination of partisans and special forces, it may be long-range weapons that we're not really aware of in the West that are operational in the Ukraine. But a few days back, the Ukrainians blew up an airfield. They took out 7 of your warplanes. In the last couple of days, 2 separate ammunition dumps have gone up. Big time explosions, fire, smoke, you know what that's like. And the Ukraine is staying somewhat quiet. They're not giving away any secrets, but this video isn't going to give any secrets away either. But this video is meant to inform you in Russia that if you would learn from your history, you would learn that this war is already lost. That your sons are shedding blood and dying and ended up maimed for life in a cause that cannot be won. A little side note here, I don't know if any of you in Russia have heard of the Wagner Group. It is maybe not something your government brags about, but it is a group of Russian mercenaries who are special ops, special forces. They work for the highest bidder, and they have sold their expertise to Putin. They're in the Ukraine, and in the last week, as well as air bases and ammo dumps, they've managed to hit the head office of Wagner in the Crimea. Yeah, the Ukrainians are doing very good, folks. And remember also your history. As much as the Russian people were incredibly brave and strong and determined against the Nazis, it was the Russian winter that was your greatest ally. And the Ukraine is your next door neighbor. They get the same type of winter, folks. And that winter starts coming, even with global warming, it's going to show up within the next 1 month, 6 weeks. And then your troops are going to be in the same position as the German troops in Russia. They're going to dig in, build trenches, and try to keep their toes from falling off in minus 40-degree weather. Because the winter's going to cause a pause. Russian equipment is good in the winter, but you can't run a war as effectively in the winter as you can in the summer. And folks, it ain't been that effective in the summer. Your forces went in with a special operation. Was going to take 72 hours. They were going to kick out the neo-Nazis, put in Russian-loving government officials. All ended well. Your troops even took in dress uniforms and a live band and band instruments for the victory parade. Well, that didn't work so well. And now, because you're not going to do much in the next 4 weeks, you're in for a long, cold, deadly winter. Unless you, the people, can find a way to convince Putin and the oligarchs that this war should end. Because they don't much care. It's not their children that are dying. This is the traditional young people die in old people's wars. And I don't think that's right. I don't think it's right when it happens to Americans, Canadians, French, German, Belgians, Pakistanis, Chinese, or Russians. War is not good, folks. It's going to get you nothing. This war, come winter, is going to get real ugly for your people. It's going to get real ugly for the Ukrainians. That's another reason to look at this genset. How many people in the Ukraine would love to have this type of guaranteed power? Quite a few, I dare say. And in Russia, you're going to start feeling those shortages too. Anyway, think about it. This is a short one. If there's going to be peace, you, the people of Russia, are going to have to be very instrumental in making it come about, because your leaders just want the money that they're making off this. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope you live to see tomorrow, and I hope your children do too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.